राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे,
हरे हरे
राम
राम हरे राम
हरे राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे,
हरे हरे हरे
हरे
राम हरे राम
राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे,
हरे
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 राम राम हरे हरे,
हरे
हरे कृष्णा
हरे
कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे,
हरे
हरे
राम
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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा
कृष्णा
कृष्णा हरे
कृष्णा
हरे
हरे हरे,
हरे
हरे राम
राम राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे हरे
हरे
राम
राम हरे राम 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 हरे
हरे
हरे,
हरे
हरे
हरे कृष्णा
कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे
कृष्णा
हरे,
हरे हरे
हरे
हरे
राम
राम
हरे
राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे
Mataji,
हरे
should I call Narayani Mataji and ask?
माता जी गिव अ कॉल माता जी
Yeah, I will call. Yeah, okay. You chant Hare Krishna. I will call.
या माता जी हैज जॉइंड
Mataji has joined. Yes.
हरे कृष्णा ना माता जी
Just wait. Just wait. I'll start the class. Sing some song. Sing some song till I join.
Kiva jayo jayo gora chandir arati ko shobha Janavi tatavane jagamanaloba jagajana manaloba. Mataji, you are singing? Jumur Mataji?
No, Mataji, you sing. I just wanted to show you the deities.
Okay, okay. किब दक्षिणे निताय चान बमे गददर निकटे अद्वैत श्रीनी वासछत्रधर किब बोसियाचे करचान रत्न सिंहासने आरती करे न ब्रह्मा आदिदेवगणे किव नर हरि आदि कोरी चामरदुलाय संजय मुकुंद बासु कोशादिगाय किव शंख बाजे घंट बाजे करताल मधुर मृदंग बाजे परमरसाळ किब बहु कोटी चंद्रजीनी वदन उज्ज्वल गलदेशेवन मला कोरे झलमाल किब शिव शुख नारद प्रेमे गदगद भक्ती विनोद देखी गोरार संपद किव जयो जयो गोर चांदीर आरती को शोभा जानवी तटवनी जग मन लोबा जग जन मन लोबा किव हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे
हरे
हरे
हरे,
राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा श्रील प्रभुपदा नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। हरे कृष्णा माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम। हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा।
Mataji, can you sing Narsimha Aarti?
Narsimha Aarti, we have finished singing, Mataji. You want to sing anything? You sing. You sing some song.
You sing,
You
you
sing
sing.
very
I
well.
want to sing.
You sing so well. You sing.
Hey, you sing ना, you sing. मुझे दादा मैं मुझे दादा का इंस्पायर कर बैठ जा you sing and sit and sing go नरसिम्हा दिखाओ
Namaste Narasimhaya प्रह्लादलातताहिने हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वक्षहाय शीलटङ्कनखालये इतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहा यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा बहिः नरसिंहा हृदये नरसिंहा नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपद्ये तव करकमलवरे नखा अद्भुतशृङ्गां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गाम् केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे जय हो नरसिंहदेव 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 जय हो नरसिंहदेव जय हो नरहरि 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 जय हो नरहरि जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद नित्यं जगन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्यो नमाम्यहम् श्रीनरसिंह जय नरसिंह प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मा मुखा पद्मप्रीन्दं पूज्याय पुलिङ्गाय सत्यधर्मांसिताय च भुजतां कल्पवृक्षाय नमतां कामधेनवे अहोबिले कारुण्यशैलमते कृपावशात् कल्पसन्निधानं लक्ष्म्या समालिङ्गितवामभागं लक्ष्मीनरसिंहं शरणं प्रपद्ये नागेशस्य वदने लक्ष्मीर्यस्य वक्षसि यस्यास्ते संवित्तं नरसिंहमहं भजे भक्ता विद्यावतारणम् केसरी चल हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे 1 minute we were in which verse third canto Prabhupada Bhagavad
26, Mataji. 3.9.26.
Brahmaji's prayers 26 okay so Lord when I create this I want to avoid the sins involved in creating also and also when I'm speaking 9th chapter when I'm speaking Vedas, I should not feel that it is me who is speaking the Vedas, nor I should distort the manifestation of the Vedas. That means 26 verse. So in this way, Brahmaji is very humble. He doesn't want any pride to be affected. Now, Maitreya Vacha, let us see. So all these humble prayers we saw. So while creation, he needs Krishna's mercy. He knows only by Krishna's mercy creation can happen. So Maitreya Vacha, text 26, chapter 9, canto 3. Swasambhavam nishamyaivam tapovidya samadhivihi yavanmanovachah stutva vidaramasa kinnavat kinnavat. Maitreya Vacha. Maitreya said, Sage Maitreya said, Swasambhavam, the source of his appearance, Swasambhavam, Nishamyaha, by seeing, Evam thus, Tapaha, penance, Vidya, knowledge, Samadhivihi, as also by concentration of the mind, Yavat, as far as possible, Manaha, mind, but your words, Tutva, having prayed, Viraramaha, became silent, Sahahi, Brahma, Kinnavat, as if tired. The sage Maitreya said, O Vidura, after observing the source of his appearance, namely the personality of God, Brahma prayed for his mercy as far as his mind and words would permit him. Thus, having prayed, he became silent, as if tired from his activities of finance, knowledge, mental concentration. So Brahmaji was in finance, he was concentrating, filled with knowledge, because Tene Brahmurdaya Adi Kavai. So in this way, he was so tired. After praying, he was just silent. He prayed for the mercy of Lord. His mind and words, how much it could permit, that much he was just praying to Lord. Swasambhava, the manifestation of the Lord before him. Initially, he could not see Lord. He only heard 3 words, tapa, tapa, tapa. But now he saw Lord. And in this way, his ignorance is completely removed. Yesterday we saw how Brahmaji says 5 types of ignorance should not deviate me. That ignorance arises out of avidya, my sufferings. I should not suffer, O Lord, because of 5 things. We saw now which verse it was, where 5 types of sufferings were given. Which verse anybody can say? 5 types of suffering. Here it was. In 20th verse. People are suffering in the material world. Why they are suffering? Because of ignorance, because of asmitaha. They forget their identity. So much of attachment, raga, dvesha, hatred, and then abhiniveshataha. Abhinivesha means because of fear of death. So these 5 things makes a person suffer. So Lord, let me not be influenced by these 5. Though I am creating this material world, let me not suffer. Brahmaji knows he is also in the material world, but he doesn't want this type of sufferings. Okay. So you read, Runa, read. Yeah, read.
Hare Krishna, text 26. Maitreya Uvacha Swasambhavam Nishamyaivam Tapo Vidya Samadhibihi Yavan Manovachastutva Virarama Sakhinnavat. Sage Maitreya said, O Vidura, after observing the source of his appearance, namely the personality of Godhead, Brahma prayed for his mercy as far as his mind and words would permit him. Thus, having prayed, he became silent as if tired from his activities of penance, knowledge, and mental concentration. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Brahma's enlightenment in knowledge was due to the Lord sitting within his heart. After being created, Brahma could not ascertain the source of his appearance, but after penance and mental concentration, he could see the source of his birth, and thus he became enlightened through his heart. The spiritual master outside and the spiritual master within are both representations of the Lord. Unless one has contact with such bona fide representations, one cannot claim to be a spiritual master. Lord Brahma had no opportunity to take the help of a spiritual master from outside because at that time Brahma himself was the only creature in the universe. Therefore, on becoming satisfied by the prayers of Brahma, Lord enlightened him about everything from within. Hare Krishna.
Write down the meanings, 5 types of suffering, why the people are suffering. Because when you give a class, like when you want to say what are the 5 types of sufferings in this material world, that 5 things just memorize. Because the suffering is because of avidya, that is ignorance, identifying oneself with the body, that is asmitaha, not understanding our position, asmitaha, too much of attachment to the body related people, or whatever it may be, whatever it is around us, that is raga, too much of attachment, or too much of hatred, dvesha, abhinivesha, that is because of fear of death. So people suffer because of all these 5 aspects. Now, Brahma's enlightenment in knowledge. Why it is? Because Lord is sitting in his heart. Lord is sitting in everyone's heart. But one should understand that Lord is sitting in the heart. That can happen only when Sabai Mana Krishna Padaravindaya. One is always concentrating in Krishna. When he is serving Krishna. Then only he can understand that Lord is sitting in the heart. Why should I have fear? Why should I have a false identification? One comes out of all these avidya and he comes in knowledge, that is enlightenment. So you see this first line is only because of the concentration in Krishna. Next, athabhi pretam manvikshya brahmano madhusudanah vishanna chetasam tenah kalpa vyatikaram bhasa. Atah, thereupon, abhipretam, intention, aviksha, observing, brahmana, of Brahma, Madhusudana, the killer of the Madhu demon, Vishanna, depressed, Chetasam, of the heart, Tena, by him, Kalpa, millennium, Vratikara Ambasa, devastating water, Loka Samsthana, situated of the planetary system, Vigyane, of the science, Atmana, of himself, Parikhidyataha, sufficiently anxious, come unto him, Aha said, Agadhaya, Agadhaya, deeply thoughtful, Vacha by words, Kashmalam impurities, Shaman, removing, Iva like that. The Lord saw that Brahma was very anxious about the planning, construction of the different planetary systems and was depressed upon seeing the devastating water. He could understand the intention of Brahma and thus he spoke in deep, thoughtful words, removing all the illusion that had arisen. So Brahma is given this charge that you have to do the construction. And the construction is there, a lot of rains come, then what you'll do? You will be in anxiety only. So much of devastating water. The Brahma is anxiety. What is this? You're asking me to create. On top of that, you are giving a devastating water. So devastation will actually destroy whatever I'm planning. So he was concerned about the knowledge. Atmanha means about the knowledge. How should I plan now? How should I build? And how should I fix various? Too cold it is here. Nagpur is 12 degrees. Just closed everything and just sitting chupchap. So now fixing the various bodies of devatas and animals according to their proper nature. Loka samsthana. Loka samsthana vijnani means you're asking me to do the creation, the sub-creation, and then fix the loka samsthana, fix the living entities according to whatever karmas they have done, according to the bodies what they have got. How am I going to do this? The Lord understood his mind. Oh, he's in great tension now. And Lord is going to speak. So you can see that it is just resembling, isn't it? Whatever things happen in this material world is just a reflection of the original thing. Here also something happens, everybody is in anxiety. But one thing is there, the devatas headed by Brahma, they go to Krishna. And for the material people in the material world, Krishna has given scriptures and Krishna has given spiritual master. If they take the help of the spiritual master in the scriptures, everything will be wonderful. Like I've come to Nagpur, Kamal Prabhuji has also come to Nagpur. Nagpur temple is really suffering. They are not able to, everybody is fighting with each other. So then they were asking the solution. And Prabhuji is very expert in this Vastu and all those things. And for me, the intuitions are there. For him, it is like he can see the prashna and all. So he was telling, the dosha is there in the place itself. And the dosha is there in the place itself, you will have such the fights. It's not a person. So we should know the cause. When the devastation is happening, it's only Lord who knows the cause. And for the material world, the Shastras have been given, the scriptures, the astrology. When we don't pay respect to the astrology, when we think we can do, Ma, Hare Krishna Mahamantra is enough. Yes, that is enough. But for the pure devotional service, you are not doing pure devotional service. Though you are constructing the temple, but the ego comes. Everybody has an ego. So different type of people enter the temple. So astrology plays a lot of role. Paying respect to the devatas is very important. Especially Grama Devata, Grama Devi, we have to take permission. It is not that wherever we find a place, we make a temple. No. The whole place is Shamshan Bhumi, that place. And still it is not in the name of ISKCON. They are suffering. People and the land which they have got, beautiful land, that is so wonderful. They could have shifted there. But just they are toiling in this place. That is why scriptures are given, astrology is given, and astrological charts have importance. Sometimes we think that we have crossed all these things. We have not crossed. Vedas have been given to us, like Ayurveda, like Jyotish Veda. This is all knowledge. And one has to take the knowledge because it is all in this material world. Now see, Krishna has told Brahmaji to make the material world. Even while constructing, Brahmaji is in anxiety because devastation is there. See, when the construction is going to happen at the same time, there are negative forces also. And how to overcome these negative forces, for that only Krishna can give the upaya. And Krishna has given to us the Vedas, the Vedic literatures, the knowledge. We have to take advantage of whatever facilities has been given by Krishna to us. Simple. Okay, read. Vrindan Lamataji, read 27-28.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. अथाभिप्रेतम् अन्वीक्ष्य ब्रह्मणो मधुसूदनः विषण्णचेतसं तेन कल्पव्यतिकराम्भस लोकसंस्थानविज्ञान आत्मनः परिकीडयतः तम् आहागाधया वाच कश्मलं शमयन्निव. The Lord saw that Brahma was very anxious about the planning and construction of the different planetary systems and was depressed upon seeing the devastating water. He could understand the intention of Brahma, and thus he spoke in deep, thoughtful words, removing all the illusion that had arisen. Purport: the devastating water was so fearful that even Brahma was perturbed at its appearance and became very anxious about how to situate the different planetary systems in outer space to accommodate the different kinds of living entities, such as the human beings, those lower than the human beings, and the superhuman beings. All the planets in the universe are situated according to the different grades of living entities under the influence of the modes of material nature. There are three modes of material nature, and when they are mixed with one another, they become nine. When the nine are mixed, they become 81. And the 81 also become mixed, and thus we ultimately do not know how the delusion increases and increases. Lord Brahma had to accommodate different places and situations for the requisite bodies of the conditioned souls. The task was meant only for Brahma, and no one in the universe can even understand how difficult it was. But by the grace of the Lord, Brahma was able to execute the tremendous task so perfectly that everyone is amazed to see the workmanship of the Vidhata or the regulator. Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, you're on mute.
3 becomes 9 when they mix with one another. Like Sato, Rajo, Tamo. Sato, Rajo, Sato, Tamo, Sato, Sato. Then Tamo, 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 Rajo, Tamo. Like that. If you do all this, it becomes 9. And after that, again when you do with the 9, this permutation combination happens. In this way, the whole thing grows. The illusion is only growing now. The modes of material nature increases the illusion, it is growing. And let us see what Lord says. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Ma Veda Garbhagas Tandrim Sarga Sarga Udyamam Avaham Tanmaya Paditam Yagre Yanmam Prarthayete Bhavan Ma, do not. Vedagarbha, of you who have the depth of all Vedic wisdom. Gaha, Tandrim, become rejected. Sarga, a creation. Udyamam, enterprises. Avaha, you just undertake that which you want. Maya, by me. Apaditam, executed. He certainly, agre, previously. Yad which, Maam, from me. Prarthete, begging, Bhavan, you. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead then said, O Brahma, O depth of Vedic wisdom, be neither depressed nor anxious about the execution of the creation. What you are begging from me has already been granted before. You don't have to worry. He's worried about the water of devastation. He said, don't worry. Don't be anxious also. I have already granted you so many things, so don't worry. Krishna says. Okay, read further. Bindu Mataji, read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Text 29. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Ma Veda Garbhagastandrim Sarga Udyamam Avaha Tanmaya Yagre Yanmam Prarthayate Bhavan. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead then said, O Brahma, O depth of Vedic wisdom, be neither execution of creation. What you are begging from me has already been granted before. Purport. Any person authorized by either the Lord or by his bona fide representative is already blessed, as is the work entrusted to him. Of course, the person entrusted with such a personality should always be aware of his incapability and must always look for the mercy of the Lord for the successful execution of his duty. One should not be puffed up because he is entrusted with the certain executive work. Fortunate is he who is so entrusted, and if he is always fixed in the sense of being subordinate to the will of the Supreme, he is sure to come out successful in the discharge of his work. Arjuna was entrusted with the work of fighting on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and before he was so entrusted, the Lord had already arranged for his victory. But Arjuna was always conscious of his position as subordinate to the Lord, and thus he accepted him as the supreme guide in his responsibility. Anyone who takes pride in doing responsible work but does not give credit to the Supreme Lord is certainly falsely proud and cannot execute anything nicely. Brahma and persons in the line of his disciplic succession who follow in his footsteps are always successful in the discharge of loving transcendental service to the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna Mataji. Pranam.
Brahma is saying, I am uncertain how I am going to go about with the creation. Lord says, you do. Do not worry. That there will be a failure. You have already prayed that I should protect your wisdom. You have already prayed that I should not suffer in this material world because of the ignorance and all these things. I have given you the blessings. Whatever you have requested, I have given. That's what Krishna says, I have given. You did not have to worry. 30th verse. भूयस्त्वं तप आतिष्ठ विद्यां चैव मदाश्रयां ताभ्यामन्तर्हृदि ब्रह्मन् लोकान् द्रक्ष्यस्य पावृतान्. Bhuyaha again, Tvam, yourself, Tapaha, finance, Atishta, be situated, Vidyam, in the knowledge, Cha also, Eva certainly, Mat, my, Ashrayam, under the protection, Tabhyam, Tabhyam, by those qualifications, Antaha, within, Hridi, in the heart, Brahmano Brahmana, Lokan, all the worlds, Rakshasi, you will see, Apavratan, all disclosed. O Brahman, situate yourself in penance and meditation. He was tired, na? He was tired after penance and meditation. Lord says, again sit. One should not be tired of penance. One should not be tired of meditation. So you sit, you situate yourself and follow the principles of knowledge to receive my favor. So one should not be tired of chanting. One has to do it as a regular, like we eat. Now we are not tired of eating. Na? We are not tired of sleeping. Nitya karma. So we should not be tired of chanting also. In all the situations one has to do. So if you want my favor, Krishna says, just follow the principles of knowledge. By these actions, you will be able to understand everything from within your heart. So rules and regulations involves chanting, following the meditation, following the principles of knowledge. At any cost, one should not give it up. Then one can receive the mercy of Krishna. Krishna very clearly says, don't be tired. In just 2 verses before we saw, he was very tired. Krishna says, don't be tired. Do it again. Please. These 2 things, that is concentration of the mind, worshipping through the mantras, very much important. Mantras, mantrayatehe mantra. Nowadays, I don't know why the mantras are not chanted, even in the marriage nowadays. I'm talking about the ISKCON marriages, where ISKCON pujaris come and they just speak more rather than chanting the mantras. You don't have to speak more. Just have to chant mantras. Mantras have their own power. We don't have to explain everything. In the marriages, nowadays this has become a fashion. Like a prachar, like a preacher. The priest, because he doesn't know the mantras, no? So what he does, one line mantra, he goes on speaking for a long time. Just now I went to a marriage. I thought, why I went there? Look at each other's eyes and say that I will only look at your eyes. In other women's eyes, I will never look. I only look at the feet of the other woman. It is there in the mantras, not just chant the mantras. Why you have to do all these things, Sangama? And nobody is bothered to hear his class. Everybody comes in their own world. That is why in the marriages, just chant the mantras. If you don't know, learn it. You see the Karmakandi Brahmanas, they are much better. They chant the mantras so nicely. That is why marriages are done by Karmakandi Brahmanas only. Why do something which is not in our jurisdiction? Simple. We get initiated, even the brown Brahmanas, but we are not trained. Na? This training is done right from the childhood. Karmakanda Brahmanas, they learn the scriptures. They are trained from the childhood. Any like you have Vastu Puja, you have sanskaras, so 16 sanskaras. Third, they go on chanting the mantras because mantrayatehe mantraha. Krishna has given these mantras. Once I went to another marriage where Cheto Darpanam was told. They do not that Parda. And Mangalya Stotra, Cheto Darpanam, Cheto Darpanam, where it came. Then you can fool people. And then suddenly the mantra was Janmadesya Tonvayaditartha Chartesha Vikyaswarat. I said, Bhagavatam verses in marriage, what it has to do? It is for giving pure devotional service and binding Krishna in the heart. When you are binding two materialistic people together, what it has to do? Janmadesya Tonvayaditartha. Anything, anywhere. And what happened? The result was the same day the Dula went in hospital. Because you are degrading the Vedas. You are degrading the Karma Kand method, which has been given. There is nothing wrong. Karma Kand is essential for the 16 sanskaras, 16 sanskaras in this material world, 16 sanskara, material body, 16 sanskaras required. Hare Krishna Mahamantra is ultimate. That is for going back home, back to Godhead. Vastu, you are entering the house. Chant the mantras which has been given properly. Navagaru Puja is done. Do it now. What is the problem? Do it. Devi Devata's Puja is done. Kula Devi Puja is done. Do it now. Why you are degrading just because? See, if you are in Golok Dham, na, don't do all these things. Hare Krishna. True, isn't it? If we are in Golok Dham, be in Golok Dham. Don't take up all these 16 sanskaras. Chupchap be like Jagannath Baba. Jagannath Baba, he used to always sit in the place where people used to defecate and chant the holy name. So people will not come and trouble him. So if anybody comes and asks him, he used to give kopin. Take this and wear kopin. That means you will give up everything, wear kopin and become a sannyasi. If you want to do that, then it is better. Just chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, like Haridas Thakur. But if you are doing all the materialistic activity, then do it properly. For that, Krishna has given the Karma Kanda philosophy, Karma Kanda mantras. Krishna is telling here, concentrate your mind, worship using the mantras. At the same time, take shelter of me. So, mantrayateha mantra. Mantras are actually glorifying Krishna only. But mantras has to be chanted. Okay. Gandhi Prabhu are in the house. If traveling. Hame bade Prabhu. Aruna read.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Text 30. Bhuyastvam tapa atishta vidyam chaiva madashrayam tabhyam antar hardir brahman lokan drakshyasya pavritan. Translation. O Brahma, situate yourself in penance and meditation and follow the principles of knowledge to receive my favor. By these actions, you will be able to understand everything from within your heart. Purport: the mercy the Lord bestows upon a particular person engaged in executing the responsible work entrusted unto him is beyond imagination, but his mercy is received due to our penance and perseverance in executing devotional service. But his mercy is received due to our penance and perseverance in executing devotional service. Brahma was entrusted with the work of creating the planetary systems. The Lord instructed him that when he meditated, he would very easily know where and how the planetary systems must be arranged. The directions were to come from within, and there was no necessity for anxiety in that task. Such instructions of Buddhi Yoga are directly imparted by the Lord from within, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 10.10.
तथा आत्मनि लोके च भक्तियुक्तः समाहितः द्रष्टासीत् मां ततं ब्रह्मन् मयि लोकान् स्तवमात्मनः तथा आत्मनि लोके च. Thereafter, first what Krishna told, you situate yourself in penance meditation, follow the principles of knowledge, and then just receive my mercy. You will get the mercy. And then by this you will understand everything within your heart. Now next is what after that? Atmani, you in yourself, loke, in the universe. Cha also, bhakti yuktaha, being situated in devotional service. Samahitaha, being completely absorbed. Drashtas asi, you shall see, mam, me, tatam, spread throughout Brahman, O Brahma, my, in me, Lokan, all the universe, Tvam, you, Atmana, the living entity. O Brahma, when you are absorbed in devotional service, in the course of your creative activities, you will see me in you and throughout the universe. And you will see that you yourself, the universe, and the living entities are all in me. So you concentrate, you perform devotional service. Then Krishna says, you will see me in you and in everything, and everything in me. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita also, everything is in me, I am in everything. At the same time, I am not in everything also. Everything is in me, I am not in everything. That means I am not affected by anything. But everything is sustained by me. And everything is depending on me. They're all depending. I am not dependent on anything. Okay. Bindu, read.
Hare Krishna. Text 31. Tata atmani loke cha bhakti yuktah samahita दृष्टासि मां ततं ब्रह्मन् मयि लोकां त्वम् आत्मनः.
Mute. Yeah.
Translation. O Brahma, when you are absorbed in devotional service, in the course of your creative activities, you will see me in you and throughout the universe. And you will see that you yourself, the universe, and the living entities are all in me. Purport. It is cited herein by the Lord that during his daytime, Brahma would see him as Lord Sri Krishna. He would appreciate how the Lord expanded himself into all the cows during his childhood at Vrindavana. He would know how Yashodamai saw all the universes and the planetary systems within the mouth of Krishna during his playful childhood pastimes, and he would also see that there are many millions of Brahmas during the appearance of Lord Krishna in the Brahma's daytime. But all these manifestations of the Lord appearing everywhere in his eternal transcendental forms cannot be understood by anyone but the pure devotees who are always engaged in devotional service to the Lord and are fully absorbed in the Lord. The high qualifications of Brahma are also indicated herein. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Which is that verse where Krishna says, I am in everything and everything in me, but I am not affected by anything. So search that verse in Bhagavad Gita. Everything is in me, but I am not in anything. You can see me in everything, but I am not affected by anything. So you have to search that verse and see that is in, when you write the answer, you should quote those verses also from Bhagavad Gita. Just find out which is that verse, which chapter. Yes, Nila Mataji, which chapter? Unmute. Unmute your phone. Or search and let me know afterwards. Okay? Because when we study Bhagavatam, we should study with the eyes of Bhagavad Gita. That's more important. Yada tu sarvabhuteshu darushvagniमिव स्थितं prati chakshita mam loko jhayataryev kashmalam yada when to but sarva all bhuteshu in the living entities darushu in wood agnim fire iva like stitam situated prati chakshitaha you shall see me lokaha the universe Jhayyat can give up. Tarhi, then at once he was certainly Kashmalam, illusion. So you will see me in all living entities as well as all over the universe. Just as fire is situated in wood, only in that state of transcendental vision will you be able to be free, will you be able to be free from all kinds of illusion. Like when you see a wood, you remember fire. So rather when you see living entities, you should see that I am situated in that. Fire is situated in wood. I am situated in every living entity. I am situated in all the Jadavastu also. All over the universe means what? Jadavastu. So Jada Brahman, Jiva Brahman. That means that Supreme Brahman is situated in everything. That is how everything is spiritualized. Everything belongs to Lord. If that vision is there, then one is out of illusion. Everything belongs to Lord. Ishavasangidam sarvam. Even the Jiva Shakti, and the Padarthas, the Mattattva, the universes, everything belongs to Krishna. Okay. And then Mataji, read.
Hare Krishna. Yes, yes, yes. यदा तु सर्वभूतेषु दारुष्वग्निम् इव स्थितम् प्रतिचक्षिता माम लोको जह्यात्तारि कश्मलम्. You will see me in all living entities as well as all over the universe, just as fire is situated in wood. Only in that state of transcendental vision will you be able to be free from all kinds of illusion. Purport: Brahma prayed that he might not forget his eternal relationship with the Lord during the course of his material activities. In answer to that prayer, the Lord said that he should not think of existing without a relationship with his omnipotency. The example is given of the fire in wood. The fire kindled in wood is always the same, although the wood may be of different types. Similarly, the bodies within the material creation may be specifically different according to shape and quality, but the spirit souls within them are not different from one another. The quality of fire, warmth is the same everywhere, and the spiritual spark, or part and parcel of the Supreme Spirit, is the same in every living being. Thus, the potency of the Lord is distributed all over his creation. This transcendental knowledge alone can save one from the contamination of material illusion. Since the Lord's potency is distributed everywhere, a pure soul or devotee of the Lord can see everything in relationship with the Lord, and therefore he has no affection for the outer coverings. That pure spiritual conception makes him immune to all contamination of material association. The pure devotee never forgets the touch of the Lord in all circumstances. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
That verse
Well,
is in
The verse is
chapter
9.4.
9. Yes,
Yeah.
9.4.
Maya tatamidam sarvam
And continues till 6.
jagadavyakthamurtinam Vatstani sarvabhutani nachaham teshvavastita.
9.4.
4.
Even in
And
6,
also,
I think
yeah,
it gets
even
conveyed
6.
partially.
See, 9.4 says, Maya tatam idam sarvam.
Yeah.
In my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervading. That means they're all existing in me. All are in me. All living beings also. Universe is also in me. Living beings, but I am not in them. But here Krishna says, you see me in them. That means how you see me in them? In my unmanifested form. And then 9.6, understanding that as the mighty wind blowing everywhere, rests always in the sky. All created beings are in me. When Lord says I am not in them, that refers to I am not affected.
Yes,
I'm not
that's
affected by
9.4.
it. 9.4 and 9.6 is the supporting verses for the statements. Next. Now we are in 33, right? 33. 32 over or what?
32 over Mataji.
32 over, yeah, 33. यदा रहितमात्मानं भूतेन्द्रियगुणाशयैः स्वरूपेण मयोपेतं पश्यं पश्यन् स्वराज्यमुच्छति यदा रहितम् आत्मानं यदा when रहितं freed from atmanam self bhuta material elements indriya material senses guna ashaya under the influence of material modes of nature sarupena in pure existence maya by me upetam approaching pasyan by seeing swarajyam spiritual kingdom uchati enjoy when you are free from the conception of gross and subtle bodies and when your senses are free from all influences of material modes of nature, you realize your pure form in my association. At the time, you will be situated in pure consciousness. So, when a person sees that he, the jiva, is completely free from the reservoir of the gunas in the form of body, senses, and has attained a relationship with me, he attains dasya rasa. That's what Krishna here starts with dasya rasa. Srila Vishwanath Thakur writes, when the jiva is completely free from the reservoir of the gunas, that means he is not identifying himself with the body. That is how the cause of the misery acts here. So he has to be free from that cause of the misery, avidya, asmitaha, ragadveshaha, abhiniveshataha. So he has to be free from all these five things. Avidya. Avidya means identification with the body, coming out of it. Asmitaha, false identification. So he has to come out of that also. So for that, gross and subtle body, both are important. Mind has to be focused. If mind is focusing on the material things, always will be only material talks. Just come out of all this material. Raga, dvesha, having too much of attachment, having too much of hatred. All these things one has to come out. Always having the fear of death. So Krishna says, if a person comes out of this, then he can have a relationship with me. And why a dasarasa is given? Because in Shantarasa, that personal identification is lost. But dasarasa starts with what? A relationship. That means there is another person, I am there. I have some relation with him. And it starts with dasya. Then it intensifies. The gravity of our relation increases by our services. The more we serve, the more we are closer. Simple. Dasya is some reverence, then Sakhya, then Vatsalya, then Madhurya. So all this can happen only when there is a gravity in our services. We intensify our services. So Krishna says, but the minimum is dasya. For that, one has to completely be free from all these gunas. Sagunan, samatitetan, brahmakura, puyaya, kalpa. Come out of all these things. That is most important. Okay, last verse. Aruna, read.
Text 33. यदा रहितमात्मानं भूतेन्द्रियगुणाशयैः स्वरूपेण मयोपेतं पश्यन् स्वराज्यमृच्छति. Translation. When you are free from the conception of gross and subtle bodies, and when your senses are free from all influences of the modes of material nature, you will realize your pure form in my association. At that time, you will be situated in pure consciousness. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it is said that a person whose only desire is to render transcendental loving service to the Lord is a free person in any condition of material existence. That service attitude is the Swarupa or real form of the living entity. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Chaitanya Charitamrita also confirms this statement by declaring that the real spiritual form of the living entity is eternal servitorship to the Supreme Lord. The Mayavada school shudders at the thought of a service attitude in the living entity, not knowing that in the transcendental world, the service of the Lord is based on transcendental love. Transcendental loving service is never to be compared to the forced service of the material world. in the material world, even if one is under the conception that he is no one's servant, he is still the servant of his senses under the dictation of the material modes. Factually, no one is master here in the material world, and therefore, the servants of the senses have a very bad experience of servitude. They shudder at the thought of service because they have no knowledge of the transcendental position. In transcendental loving service, the servitor is as free as the Lord. The Lord is Swarat or fully independent, and the servant is also fully independent or Swarat in the spiritual atmosphere because there is no forced service. There, the transcendental loving service is due to spontaneous love. A reflected glimpse of such service is experienced in the service of the mother unto the son, the friend's service unto the friend, or the wife's service unto the husband. These reflections by service, these reflections of service by friends, parents, or wives are not forced but are due only to love. But are due only to love. Here in this material world, however, the loving service is only a reflection. The real service or service in the Swarupa is present in the transcendental world in association with the Lord. The very same service in transcendental love can be practiced in devotion here. This verse is also applicable to the Jnani school. The enlightened Jnani, when free from all material contaminations, namely the gross and subtle bodies together with the senses of the material modes of nature, is placed in the supreme and is thus liberated from the material bondage. The Jnani and the devotees are actually in agreement up to one point, up to the point of liberation from material contamination. But whereas the Gyanis remain pacified on the platform of simple understanding, the devotees develop further spiritual advancement in loving service. The devotees develop a spiritual individuality in their spontaneous service attitude, which is enhanced on and on up to the point of Madhurya Rasa or transcendental loving service reciprocated between the lover and the beloved. Hare Krishna.
There's a verse, Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha, Manmaya Mamupashitaha, Bhavavyana Tapasa, Pusamat Bhava. So Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, give up Raga Dvesha, Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha. So Raga means attachment. This attachment is because of the form. We love the form. We love the form keeping ourselves in the center. And once that form starts giving us the trouble, then we start hating the form. And we try to become impersonalists. We start hating. To such an extent, we don't want the form at all. Aham Brahmasmi, Sarvam Kalidam Brahman, Mayavadi philosophies. And then after that, there's a frustration, na? There's a frustration. So then frustration leads to Shunyavadis. Bhaya, Krodha. That Krodha, they just say there is nothing after life. Nothing is there. And the jivas are also not there. At least Mayavadi says, I am Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. Here nothing exists. Shunyavad means what? Nothing exists. It is like the dog's example. The dog is showing the biscuit. He sees the biscuit and tries to jump. Attachment to the biscuit, raga. The master, he takes the whip and beats, and then again keeps the biscuit a little higher. Again the dog jumps, and again he gets a thrashing. And next time when the biscuit is shown, he is reminded of the stick. He is not seeing the biscuit. He is reminded of the stick. So now he doesn't want that biscuit. See, raga, dvesha. Vita, raga, dvesha. Now he's having hatred. I don't want. But how long he will be hungry? Then he jumps to fight the master. Anger is expressed. Shunyavad is nothing but anger, the frustration. How long you will say, I am Brahmasmi, I am Brahmasmi? What will do? I am Brahmasmi. Sarvam Khalidam Brahman. What will do after that? Because the nature of the soul is to serve. It's a nature, it's a constitutional position. You don't know to serve God, then you'll serve Ulta, DOG. That's what Prabhupada writes. Everybody wants to serve. They cannot remain without serving. If nothing is there, we try to serve our own anger. Frustration. Isn't it? That's why Prabhupada has made a big family where you can serve the Vaishnavas. If you are not recognized in your family, there's a big family which is given. Let's serve the Vaishnavas and be happy. Isn't it? Okay then. Any questions? No
Hare
questions.
Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, it may not be directly connected to the class, but then since here Brahmaji is also talking about bhakti, generally in my case, I see like we get stuck, at the stage of anartha or maybe we go little further to steadiness and all. But how to scale further? Why there is so much of complacency? We focus so much on avoiding so many things, but there's not much focus even on how do I cultivate myself positively.
See, till Nishtha, it is our endeavor. We have to endeavor with the help of our spiritual master, with the help of our Vaishnavas. We have to endeavor to come to the stage of Nishtha. Anarthas completely is not gone. Completely doesn't go till the stage of bhava. In the stage of bhava also some small anarthas are remaining. But Krishna's mercy flows to such an extent that ruchi, asakti and all comes. But till Nishtha, yes, sometimes some defects are there. Sometimes you feel, yes, it's so nice. Sometimes you also get angry. It happens to everyone because we are sadhakas. But one thing, yes, in the sadhaka, today we were doing this verse, in the sadhaka stage, one has to come out of this Vaidhi sadhana. If Vaidhi sadhana, slowly, it takes the form of Raganuga sadhana, then yes, that love intensifies. Raganuga is spontaneous. You love. And the love can be shown how directly to Krishna, how we can do. We don't know who is Krishna. But yes, we know our spiritual master. We love the spiritual master as much as we love Acharya Mahapujariyo, Navamanyeta Karichit, Namartya Buddhya Suyeta Sarvadevo Maya Guru. You love your Acharya so much. You love your spiritual master so much. Undeviated, unmotivated. Love to the spiritual master is there. That is enough. That is enough to invoke Krishna's mercy. That is enough also to remove our anarthas. What are anarthas? These 6 things, na? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mad, Matsarya. The Matsarya, enviousness is there. Your spiritual master who thrashes, scolds, you idiot, you nonsense. Good, na?
But unfortunately, I feel I'm so incapable of love also, Mataji. Not that I don't want to, but I don't know. The conditioning is so much, so much. It just stops like at a point. Like I'm reading so much, you're telling so nicely. I really
What
short.
happens is service. Service is required. You are doing service, no doubt. You are doing service. And slowly, by service, everything. And it is good that you are trying to find your own fault. But Krishna sees that you don't have any fault. That is why he has given you the personal service also. You're decorating Lord so
That is
nicely.
causeless mercy, Mataji. Not that
Yes,
I have
mercy flows.
qualified
Mercy
myself.
flows to the devotees who really sincerely attempt. Simple. You're attempting. You're sincere. Sincerity is the qualification for invoking Krishna's mercy. Sincerity and patience. Simple. What is that verse? Where patience has been told. Brahmaji's verse. Aruna. What is that verse? where Brahmaji says, Daya Bhak, Padai Sadai Bhak. What is that verse? Search. Tattenu Kampartam Samikshaman. That is a verse.
Bunjane Vipakam.
Janam Vipakam. Then Ridvagvapur Vidan Namaste.
Namaste. Pade Sadaiva.
As you wait for the property of your parents without hurry, hey, give me your property, give me your property. No, ultimately it is going to come. In the same way, Krishna's mercy is the birthright of the soul, but he has to wait. He has to be sincere. He has to serve. That is a birthright. Father, na father. Lord is father. Jiva is servant. Jiva is child. So it has to come. That is the property. Mercy is the property. But we cannot hurry. You have to wait. This verse is so nice. Brahmaji after Brahma Vimoha Leela. He says, good, you showed me your form.
I think I'll message you personally. Now I'm not in that.